This month we're focusing on smart business strategies. I usually talk about mindset and whatever's come up, what I've noticed in the community or in my own clients or in the Facebook group on real-time topics we can talk about. And this month we are blending the purposeful with the practical, because it's the purposeful, what I call the purposeful, your beliefs, your mindset, releasing the baggage, what you want to accomplish, your vision, all of those things, and stepping into who you're being is, it's 90% of getting the results you want, right? It is 90% of making that leap. It is 90% of blowing every result you've had out of the water. And then the other 10% are the business strategies. But they're really simple. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is really, really simple. But doing them isn't easy because it requires mental fortitude, it requires courage, it requires discipline, it requires getting out of your own way. And so that's why the 90% is so important. And that's why I focus on that so much in our broadcasts and in Living Forward TV. And the work I do with my clients is so much based on this piece of beliefs and baggage and letting that go so that they can get past that, so that the 10% now of the strategies actually works. Now, you can't create it without that 10%. That's the thing. Like, you have to do that extra last 10%, but it's the 90% of getting there that makes it happen. And I know when I work with my private clients, especially, most of our VIP days and our sessions focus really on this 90%, and then a lot of the tactical things we do, we come up in a mastermind and do that because we're able to then bounce ideas off each other to really implement their action steps. Of course we do action steps in our private calls, but it's just interesting to see how they what they really need their help with. So this month I really want to focus on you having the tools you need for that extra 10%. And so we talked about on Tuesday about making sure that you didn't have a single point of failure in your business. Now, that may not be something you're thinking about right now. That might not be something that you think is necessary, or maybe you're thinking, hey, you're talking about mindset, so why are you talking about failure? Why would you talk about failure if you're talking about mindset? Well, the thing is, systems crap out from time to time. And if you're serious about not just making a quantum leap in your income, but sustaining a quantum leap, systems support that. Systems lie underneath that. So systems hold you up and allow you to receive the money, allow you to fulfill. And so if they fail, you could be jeopardizing yourself. So I would encourage you to go back and watch that, even if you're at a point where you're just just trying to get that next client and you're thinking systems aren't as important as cash in the door. And you could be in that spot right now. But it's always good to be thinking and planning as if you're already successful, because when you get your thinking straight and you get your beliefs straight and you take that action, you will be successful. And so why not prepare from it from the start? So today what we're talking about are some of those action steps. And the smart business strategy that I really want you to focus on today is getting closer to the money. Like, what do you need to do to get closer to the money? And I've seen a lot of posts come up in my private Facebook community, and I've seen this come up from time to time. And sometimes my own clients go through this, and of course, I have nothing of it because we want them to get results. But a lot of times I will ask my community, my Facebook community, and if you're not there, then I would love for you to join us, because that's a great place. And again, I'm just going to put the URL in here while I'm talking. Can I talk and type at the same time? livingforwardcommunity.com. Come there. That's my free community. We've got like 750 or 770 entrepreneurs in there, and it's a great place to network and to get daily prompts and inspiration from me. So one of the questions I will ask every Monday are, what are your momentum goals for the week? And the momentum goals that we're looking for are goals that will get you closer to the money, that will make the cash register ring. And a lot of times I'll see comments like, I'm going to post my blog, I'm going to get that newsletter out, I am going to do a Facebook Live, I am going to work on my book. Now, those are all important things in your business, and those are very, what I would call like foundational and long-term strategies. I blog, well, I do video, right? I do Facebook Lives. I get newsletters out, right? All of that stuff. But all of those, when you're doing that kind of work, you're putting layers between yourself and your client. I have this idea, I want to write a book too, but those are the type of things that are a long-term strategy. And so we want to carve time out in our calendar for creative time. Absolutely. I have I should show you, I don't know the link off the top of my head, but on one of our Living Forward episodes, I did an episode about, how to get your calendar under control. I mean, you can't really control your calendar, but you control your activities. I'm going to put a link to that below, and I take you through a screenshot and a demonstration of how I actually block my time out. And you'll see in that I have creative time, because those things are really, really important. They are long-term building. They build relationship. They build know, like, and trust, but they don't necessarily get to the money. And those are the type of things you do to build your credibility and your authority. But how can you get closer to the money, especially if you're starting out your business, especially if you're a new entrepreneur that doesn't have the brand gravitas yet, but you're so good at what you do? How you get closer to the money is you go where your clients are, is you pick up the phone, is you make a sales offer, you talk to people, you engage with people. And by talking to people, I'm not talking about Facebook posts. Now, obviously, online networking and Facebook groups can be very, very powerful, and you want to respect the group host when you do that without spamming, because spamming someone else's group isn't cool. But if you use groups very strategically, then you can actually expand your network and you can meet people. But then you want to take it offline and get on the phone with them, or get on Skype, or somehow talk to them. Now, I'm not a fan of, and I've done Living Forward TV episodes about this, I'm not a fan of useless coffee dates where you say, hey, let's meet and talk to each other about how we can help each other in our business. That is not a productive use of your time. And I'm going to link to that episode below, but I'm going to have to do it after we finish the morning meeting, because I don't know off the top of my head which episode it was, which number it was. So those aren't productive, right? That's just screams two amateurs not quite sure what they want to do. But meeting somebody in person and having a productive meeting is a very good way to get closer to the money. So one of the things I want you to think about for a smart business strategy this week is, how can you talk to 3 people a day about your business? Just 3 people. That's it. 3 people a day. How can you do that? And I mean real live conversations. Now, these don't have to be sales conversations, although they can be. But when you talk to people, when you pick up the phone, or you go out and you network, or you meet people, you get to know them, and you can start to build either raving fans, you can start to build a long-term relationship, you can build referral partners, and you can also get clients. You know, people have asked me how I have turned my 6-figure annual income into a monthly income. I've done that by talking to people. People have asked me how my clients have made quantum leaps in their income. One of my clients has just completed her 2nd month where she has closed over 6 figures in business twice. Now, it's simple. It's phoning people. It's making offers. It's about being bold. That part is simple. The mindset piece, that other 90%, I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy to pick up the phone and call someone when they're not expecting you to call them. I get that. But that 10% is the finishing line. It's the piece you jump over in order to make it happen. It looks like the sun's coming in here, and I've got this halo behind me. I'm really washed out. So apologize about that. But that's what I want you to think about for today's smart business strategy is, every day think, how can I talk to 3 people? And just connect. Get on the phone. Where can you go? If you're at a coffee shop, can you talk to somebody there? Just be talking about your business, and not in a spammy way, but just conversationally, like human to human, right? Nobody wants to be spammed or have product or service puked all over them. We're not talking about that, right? Like, hey, how are you? Want to buy my stuff? Like, nobody wants that. But if you are being really proactive, conversational, genuinely interested in other people, you can have some great conversations. I totally forgot about this. We did one of our original episodes of Living Forward TV was all about this topic. I'm going to link to that below as well, because you never know. Like, your Uber driver could be somebody that you talk to about your business if you're traveling somewhere, or your seatmate on a plane. I saw a colleague of mine one time, she posted how she got into a conversation with somebody on a plane, and that landed her a spot on a TV show, on an interview on a morning show, because she talked about what she did. So getting closer to the money is all about you taking bold action and you having those conversations. It's not about hiding behind the computer and doing that blog post. It's not about sitting down and planning, like saying, okay, I have a plan and I'm gonna roll it out. No, it's about action. It's about every day talking to people. And the thing is, you can take yourself out of that and you can rationalize your way to saying, I don't have time or I can't make this happen. But if you just do it, you just do it. I think about it like somebody once told me that for their exercise, like they just do it every day. Well, that's probably something I gotta think about doing myself too, and I'm committing to that, but that's another topic. Sometimes it's not about the actual result of the action, it's about the discipline of the action. And that is, it's half mindset, half strategy when we talk about that. So when you think about the discipline of the action, what that is it's creating the habit. It's creating a new paradigm. It's creating a new way of being. And that's probably more important than the result of that action in that moment. So to give you an example, let's use the exercise thing, or like going to the gym. I remember reading an article a few years ago about a woman who went, when she was just starting out and trying to get herself into the habit, even the days she didn't feel like going to the gym, she would still go and maybe just sit in the hot tub, or she would just go and do a stretch class. Because what she wanted to do was create that habit that every single day she went to the gym at that time and wasn't going to let her feelings dictate her. And I've just posted that on my personal page, right? You cannot run a business on feelings. There's so many times I don't feel like picking up the phone, or I don't feel like getting on Facebook Live this morning because I was cold. But you just get the habit, you do the habit. And so if you're just getting started, it's just the idea, it's just the momentum of taking the action. And momentum will build up, and momentum will create stellar, stunning results for you in your business. I mean, I've seen it time and time again. I've experienced it time and time again. And, my husband is a very successful salesman, and he sells multi-millions of dollars every year. And how he does it is he goes out. If he breaks his habit of talking to people, it doesn't feel good. So it's more about the action than the result of the action. If you trust the result will come and you just take the action. So let's just say there's some days where you are filled back to back. Today's a great day. Like I have 2 of my Circle of Excellence mastermind calls, and then I have a client coaching call, full client coaching capacity on a particular day. Like today, I couldn't necessarily go to a networking event with my schedule. I can't necessarily have an hour-long strategy call with somebody because my time is very precious today, but I can still reach out. I can still connect and keep that momentum going so that it just becomes a habit. So that is my tip for you today on smart business strategies. It's, put your creative time there, get that in your calendar. I'm going to link to that training that I have so you can see what I do. Get that in there and put time in your calendar every day to be calling and talking to people, and to be visiting with people, and to be connecting with people. And what could be really fun is just take a little notebook. I don't have a little one here, but I like to challenge. I mean, it's just so much a habit for me now that I don't do it. But when I was first starting, and this was really, really hard for me to do because I wanted people to read my blogs and then fill out an application form and have them come to me. It didn't quite work that way. People don't take action without a reason. Some will. But if you want to make money quickly, you've got to take the action. So to challenge myself is I kept a little notebook, and I would mark down every day the 3 people I talked to, and I would make it a point to talk to those people. So just get yourself a little book that you can carry with you and make it a game. Just make it a game. So that's my smart business strategy for today. We'll be back next Tuesday. I have no idea what we're talking about on Tuesday, but I do want you to subscribe to my Living Forward channel because you are not going to want to miss tomorrow's episode, and especially not next week's. I really think next week's is probably the most important episode I've done in a really long time, because investing in your business is scary. It's a big step. It requires a lot of gravitas. It requires a lot of quelling the mental chatter. It requires a leap of faith. It requires trust in yourself. And that's hard enough to do on your own, let alone when you have a partner who maybe isn't an entrepreneur or who doesn't quite understand what you're doing, and the money is pooled and you feel like that decision's not yours to make. can really hold your business back. And so what I'm doing in that episode is really walking you through step by step by step by step how to have these conversations. It's not about getting your way. It's not about bowling your husband over. It's about having a solution-focused conversation where you enroll your husband in the decision and you don't ask permission. The two of you make the decision together. And a couple of things I talked about in there about daily actions, we talked about today. So I'm going to want you to watch that episode, come back to today and ask yourself, am I doing those actions, right? So make sure to subscribe to our channel. And I look forward to seeing you next week. And if you are here on replay, let me know you were here too, because I will come back and engage with you. Have a great day.